a person living with CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And I feel like if you're wanting to understand what that is, it's important to start with, like, what is PTSD? Basically what it is it's a stress disorder developed after one or sometimes multiple traumas, like things that put your life in danger usually. So you've, like, definitely heard of, like, someone from the war experiencing PTSD
That
and
shell shock. The men could never, like, they can't cry, so they just call it, yeah, it was the war and I got shell shock. Yeah.
yeah, so it was really only, like, conceptualized as PTSD in, like, the 80s, so it's kind of like a recent thing, but yeah, again, like, we've described it as shell shock in the past, and there's different symptoms that you can experience, so, like, re-experiencing the trauma in the form of, like, flashbacks or nightmares or painful memories. A person might be hypervigilant, so they're always feeling like they're, like, in danger. They might also, like, experience, like, I don't know, emotional distress, like, avoiding the trauma is a big thing, so, like, their life is disrupted. And so that's what PTSD is. And in the 90s, there is this, like, psychologist, I'm forgetting her name right now, but she sort of said, hey, people who have, like, experienced, like, many traumas in their life that are repeated, they might actually have something that's a bit different than PTSD. And so that's where this idea of, like, CPTSD came up. Simply put, as, like, PTSD with some extra symptoms. And usually it stems from repeated traumas. So people who have, like, experienced childhood abuse, that's not, like, what I experienced, but that's very common to, like, develop CPTSD because it's, like, many traumas that are happening over a long period of time, whereas, like, PTSD would come from maybe, like, one trauma or, like, multiple traumas in, like, the span of, like, a month or something. And then there's some additional symptoms that you experience with CPTSD, difficulty, like, with relationships or, like, your self-image, regulating emotions. It's, like, more complicated, they say, because that's not to say, like, PTSD isn't complicated. It's definitely, they're both complicated, like, situations to be in, but it's because, like, it's, like, more long-lasting and I think more, like, far-reaching into your life as well.